my friend Gage is gonna talk to you. Oh, and John Claude, he'll be there, oh, too. Even though they're not close together, they're far away. There, one's in Tampa, the other one's in LA. Oh, Gage, what's the show called again?
Fucking, it's Almost Adults. Shit.
Almost adult. Shit.
I'm gonna do an announcer voice.
Welcome to the Lovecast Part 2 with Genevieve, T, Nick Terhorst, and Niall.
And John Claude and Gage.
Yep, I'm here too.
Hi, everybody.
Shouldn't you be like, welcome to the Lovecast?
That's right. I was totally expecting to come in and really lean in close to my mic and be like, "Welcome to the Lovecast."
Yeah, Gage, you need to have a sexy. You need to be like, welcome to the Lovecast.
I can't do a sexy voice. My voice ain't sexy.
Coming down with a case of the vapors.
Oh, my stars.
Just talk like a corny, weird pervert, and then you have a sex voice.
Wait, what'd you say about a sex voice?
If you talk like a corny pervert, then you'll have a sex voice.
I don't know what that sounds like.
Sounds like this.
So welcome everyone to the Lovecast.
Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, we're so excited to have our friends back. And for the first time ever, we have Genevieve FT. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, everybody liked the first Lovecast. Everybody fell in love with all of the cast that we had in there. So we thought to ourselves, why not just take all of them out and bring in a whole new cast? And that's exactly what we did, sans John Claude and I. We'll just go around, like we said. Genevieve FT is joining us for the first time. Yay! Jen, you want to say anything special to our 3 fans?
Hello, 3 friends. I hope you're doing well. Not sure how to greet them.
That's perfectly fine.
Perfect. Perfect. They'll accept you as one of our own.
Do they have names? Like those 3 people?
They are Mr. Gage, Mrs. John Claude, and Mr. John Claude. Those are our fans.
It's Gage's dad, my mom, and my dad. Those are the 3 people.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, my mom doesn't listen to this.
But yeah, after this podcast, you're more than welcome to come over for, Sunday dinner.
Oh, wow.
You're part of the family.
You were the best on podcast episode number 33.
I totally understand why Gage loves you so much. You're just so sweet.
Mom! And we have returning to the podcast, Nick Terhorst. Yay!
Hello. Hello, hi.
Hello, hi. Nick, what's been going on with you since the last time we talked to you?
Not too much. I just went full-time streaming and doing my own stuff, so that's kind of cool.
Yes, subscribe to Nick. Subscribe, twitch.tv/Nick Terhorst.
Yes, and Patreon as well. But yeah, that's me.
Jen also has a Patreon.
Yes.
Hey
I
Nick,
do.
we do the exact same thing.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yay.
And Niall, I didn't forget about you. My favorite Niall.
I just met these people, these wonderful people, right now. And I was just telling them that we're doing the same thing. I just switched to Twitch full-time.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Everyone subscribe to Niall. Twitch.tv/Cryburger.
A lot of twitching.
You do it in the wee hours. I'm never awake for him.
I do in the wee hours of the morning because, the rest of the day, it just goes so fast for me. I don't know why. I think there's something wrong with my brainstem where I perceive time quicker or something, because I wake up, I go to the gym, and I come back, and it's 7 o'clock. And I'm like, shit, I need to, relax a little bit before I stream. And then it's 10 o'clock, and I'm like, oh, I have to stream.
I do also have that mentality coming back from the gym. I'm like, I went to the gym today. I deserve to just sit back and play some Tetris. And then I do, and then it's 9 p.m. And as always, we have our lovely co-host, John Claude Agidi.
Hello. I do my workouts in the morning before I go to work. And then I have work, and then by the time I come home, I'm exhausted. But then I go to improv, so...
Hit me with some improv there, John Claude.
Can I have an inspirational word from our audience?
The grocery store.
I heard the grocery store. Thank you, grocery store. Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to take out that ham from underneath your shirt.
No.
All right.
Have
Well,
a good day, sir.
I'm gonna have to go get my manager then. You wait right here.
Hello, I'm the manager.
No!
No, yes and.
No, see, by saying no, she's creating a conflict, which is yes-anding the scene. And scene, that was it.
Yay!
Who was saying no, by the way?
I think that was
Me.
Niall.
Oh, I had no idea who was saying no.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize. That was funny. It was a very good voice, and I had no idea who was coming from.
Good job.
Yep.
We're here today not to talk about the improv world, but we're here to talk about a crazy little thing called love.
It's a chemical. It doesn't exist.
Oh, no, that's actually our first topic. That's a good segue. Thank you, Niall. What does love mean to you? How do you feel about the L word?
It was a decent show. They were really overplaying the lesbians thing. I just want to sit back and watch some lesbians. I didn't want to watch them like go inside and fucking have like arguments all day. That was a bad joke.
Well, thank you, Niall. Thank you.
No, for real.
That's it. No, that.
I think it's good. I think it makes people happy. I think everybody should love each other, or else everybody would fight each other, and that's no good. And
We got
That's
it. We got
good.
it.
There's a fucking hippie up in here.
like people throw that word around a little bit too much, though. A bit too quickly in relationships. I think it takes longer than like a few weeks.
Yeah.
And that seems to be when people start saying it.
I would even argue outside of relationships, people go, I love you, I love you, I love you, mom, I love you, dad, or no, not like that, but
That's
like
a horrible example.
that was a bad example.
That's
like,
possibly the worst example.
yeah, like, okay, what I was trying to say is like, I love you, friend. I love you, other friend that I only see a couple times a week. You know, something like that. I do think it's thrown around a lot. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I'm French, but like we don't see it as much as English people, I think.
What do you mean?
Like I feel like English people are more like, oh, I love you, my friend. I love you, everyone. And while in French, it's mostly like you say it when you really mean it more than just like, I love everyone all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think so. But it's maybe just like the word more than anything.
This is how I feel about a lot of words. For example, the texting phrase LOL. I think originally, I don't know when that whole craze started, when you started using text speak to say LOL. It was always to say like when something was funny and to laugh out loud, but now it's almost become something that you punctuate a sentence with to make the tone of your text less serious.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
an accountant used it in an email today. And it made me really laugh.
Well, it looks like you're not getting a tax return this year. LOL.
Yeah, I was not expecting it.
Well, maybe LOL is doing its job. I do think it's thrown around a little too often. And, you know, that's just words in general. Words are changing every day. The English language is changing every day. Like fucking ironic. That's lost all meaning.
Well, that was Alanis Morissette's fault.
Who? Oh,
She started it.
Yeah, she started it.
oh yeah, God from, not Chasing Amy, Dogma.
Yeah.
She was
She was God.
yeah, that was a good movie. People were talking shit about it the other day, like, why was she God in that movie? But I thought it was a good fit.
Why wasn't she God?
Yeah.
But see, I wish, because now that it's become such a common word to use in just everyday situations as a replacement for saying goodbye or something like love ya, I wish that there was a word that really kind of carried the weight that love used to. Something like when you've been in a relationship for a really long time, maybe it's not a word that you throw in every once in a while, but it's only like in a very innocuous moment. Maybe, I don't know, you see your significant other or something in a certain light one day, and you say, you know what, I love you. And it hits so hard because you haven't used it in a while.
Well, I don't know. Like, I would almost argue that, like, when you are in a situation like that, as someone who does throw the word love around all the time, I was gonna be like, counterpoint, what if I do love everyone all the time?
You can you?
I think in the situations where you, like, look at your significant other and, you know, have a moment of pause and just go, like, I love you, it is still a lot more powerful than just being like, okay, I love you, like, bye. I think it can still hold that weight, even if you use it a lot for, like, different things.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. So like it kind of has a double meaning in a way. Like one of them just means I am in love with you, and then the other one is just like I love you.
Yeah, and it's, like, contextual.
I hear like couples like saying it like way too early in a relationship. It's not up to me to say it's too early, but what I kind of see is like, You guys were only dating for 4 days.
Oh yeah, that seems excessive, and I would actually avoid saying it in a relationship up into a point to avoid my context taken a wrong way.
What's your point?
I guess till you're just like, yeah, this makes sense as a thing to say.
I'm horrified to use the L word in relationships.
Me too.
Because last time I said it, it freaked the girl out, and now we are not together anymore.
Oh no.
You just said it to Genevieve within the first 5 minutes of meeting her.
That's right, you hypocrite.
It wasn't
I'm
not
really
the...
scared.
Oh, great. I wanted to create a safe environment for everyone to just talk and be open, but I've jeopardized that myself.
I'm sorry, Gage. I thought it was adorable. Hey, I love you, Gage. But that sucks, Gage. That's scared her off. You don't need her.
Thank you.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's a thing to get, like, if you're getting scared off by that, you should talk about that. That's a talking point. That's not a, I gotta go.
When did you say that to her? Like after your first date or after like 6 months?
After a month. So
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, okay. It's not too bad. Yeah.
It depends on the situation, though. I mean, like, if that was a really good month and you're just like, wow, we're just sparks are flying.
I honestly don't even remember saying it. I think it was just kind of a casual thing. But, whatever. I should iterate that this was in high school, so...
Oh yeah, well, high school doesn't count.
Yeah, so I've always been personally hesitant about that word. Honestly, it, like, scares me to a certain degree. When am I ever going to be comfortable enough to say this word again and really, really mean it?
Okay, I was in a relationship in college, and I was staunchly against the use of that word, solely for the point that, like, there was always the fear that, okay, college in itself is kind of transient. This relationship has an end date already set. That's beyond my power. That's kind of shallow of me to say that. It was in the back of my mind, so I was like, I shouldn't say this. And it just got to a point where it was bursting out of me. I was like, it needs to be said. When I said it, it was in a very non-magical moment.
Did you guys happen to be in bed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, that was my next point, right? Guys always say it in bed because what they're feeling for the first time, they actually feel what feels kind of like love, because you're like in the bed with this girl who like you are really attracted to and you like her a lot and you just have this like really nice feeling, and that could be fake, that could be like perceived as love. So a guy would always say it, they go, I love you, in bed. Way too early, but then when they get up and stuff and they think about it, maybe they're like, wait a minute. So I feel like you kind of have to wait that out and wait till you really love them. I feel like that makes a better relationship in the end, because like you're waiting for the right moment. You wait for the real right moment, not the horny right moment.
those are some wise words. Don't listen to oxytocin.
Exactly. Anyway, that's just a stupid theory I have.
No, you're absolutely correct. Obviously, since then, we've grown older and wiser and less horny, so...
Speak for yourself, Gage.
Speak for yourself.
I will say that I have said that word recently. It was in a situation that was outside of a relationship, but I've known this person for many years now, and there's always been that kind of feeling between us, and there's never been any sexual activity or anything. It's just been passionate intellectual connection. But it was at this point where I was like, I don't care whether or not anything arises out of this. A lot of things can be left unsaid. Some things you don't need to say because the other person will get. But other times it's just, it's important to say it as well. And just let the other person know how much you care. So I have used that word recently. And it didn't go well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, man, I'm sorry about that.
It didn't go horribly. It just wasn't, the word was not reciprocated.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm good.
And I think we're thinking of the same person.
Wait, you both confessed love to the same person?
No, I'm thinking of the same person. Yeah, actually, John Claude, before this podcast, he went up to Genevieve and he's like, I love you. And I'm like, whoa, dude.
You sold me out, Gage. I trusted you.
So much drama.
Genevieve and I were on good terms. She was being cordial tonight.
We're okay. We're okay.
We'll get through this.
Thanks. Listen, it's just going to take some time for me. Let's just move on to another topic, Gage.
We're getting a little too emotional here.
Oh, dear.
I probably should have asked this first, but where is everyone in their relationships?
Well, I am living with my boyfriend, so...
Whoa, you got a boyfriend?
I have a boyfriend.
That's pretty cool.
You have a wife, too.
And I have a wife. She's on the call with
hello.
us.
Niall, congratulations.
Son of a bitch.
And I have a cat,
Aw.
who I would include in all of these relationships.
Wait, so Nick, you have a boyfriend and a wife?
Yeah. She's right here.
You guys are married?
Kinda.
We might as well be.
No, but like, wow, that's like interesting. Sorry, like I just didn't expect something like interesting to come of this.
Okay.
My relationship is boring.
I think she's being facetious.
Well,
I don't think they actually married.
Oh,
but like a little bit, but also, I mean, Jen and I call each other our wives, and it's not like inaccurate, I don't think, with like what we do in each other's lives, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're both very involved in each other's lives. We're business partners. We're like the best of friends.
Aw.
So,
but do you guys have like a relationship though, or is that too much to ask?
not a romantic relationship, but we like to keep it up in the air.
Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, I wouldn't say that defines necessarily. Actually, I guess this is also a good time to bring it up. I'm asexual. So for me, like, a relationship doesn't have to be about sex at all. Or, like, be about something, I guess, that a lot of people would consider romantic at all. A lot of my relationships don't carry the same weight, but I interact very similarly with them.
So this might be crossing the line. So how does your significant other feel about that as well? Is he on the same page?
Yeah, we had dated like a while ago, and then I kind of was in other relationships and kind of figured some stuff out about myself. So when we got back together with me telling him, like, hey, I'm ace. This is a thing I've learned about myself. And, like, if we're going to be in a relationship, that has to be something you know and something you're okay with. And we're fine.
He's not asexual.
No.
Though.
No.
Okay.
What does he do? How does he?
I'm not repulsed by sex. I'm not like, that's a gross thing, and don't come near me with your romantic gestures and your this and that. So it's like, as long as there's a balance and we realize that, for me, if it's something where I say, like, I'm not in the mood, that's just a thing that
Well,
you
it should
gotta
always
know.
be respected boundaries.
Well, and yeah, and it's always a respected boundary. It's just being a little more conscious of those boundaries, I guess. And like where the other person's at, to not push it if he already knows, you know, I've had a bad day or something. That's not a solution for a bad day for me, right?
Right.
Right.
I've come across, and this has been a thing in past relationships for me, where sex has been a really active component in it. And I almost have sometimes come to the conclusion that it should be something that should be saved and not all the time. I don't know.
I think reserved is probably the word you're looking for.
Yeah, it may just be for me, though, because I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to say.
Everybody's
You're
different.
saying if there's any ladies available out there, call John
Ladies.
Claude at this number.
Oh, dear.
So, Niall, what about you? Where are you in your current relationship?
I am happily in a relationship. Have a girlfriend. Live with the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Ooh,
We
Yeah.
she's an artist. We draw pictures.
cool.
Sometimes we hold hands, but not too often. 'Cause that's gross.
You're holding hands?
That's pretty gross.
Yeah, you gotta be reserved about those things,
Yeah,
man.
you gotta...
Only in the private of our own bedroom.
I do want to get into PDA further out here, so thank you for describing that now.
Sometimes we'll even give each other a kiss on the forehead.
That's too
Aw.
much. That's too much.
Now, you're in too deep, bro.
You gotta wait 6 months, man, before you kiss her on the forehead.
She might get forehead pregnant.
It's been like 2 years. I've earned like an ankle touching at this point.
Ankles. Wow.
Solid ankle.
I don't even know what to say
I'm
to
saying
that.
2 ankles. Maybe even calf.
I don't think you have any respect for women whatsoever, Niall.
I know, I'm a piece of shit.
But you're our piece of shit.
Duh.
He is Nialler the Defiler. I mean, he lives up to his name.
What about you, Jen? Where are you currently in your relationship?
I'm single.
And how do you feel about that?
I'm okay. I'm single and I have a wife. That's good.
You have to clarify, like, listen, guys, don't feel bad for me. I'm okay.
Oh no, don't feel bad for me. I'm really okay.
I'm just saying, right out of the gate, you just clarified, like, I'm single. I'm okay. I'm okay.
But you ask how I feel about it. I'm okay. I'm okay about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing fine on my own with my bunny, my wife.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Long distance wives.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like we have a long distance.
Yeah.
That's why we need boyfriends.
Yeah.
Just to hold you guys over until the next time you hang out.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Until we go to Vegas and get married.
Yes. For my birthday
Yes.
Ooh, when is your birthday?
in November.
Oh, all right. So you got a couple months to plan.
Yeah.
This is probably when this episode will be released in November. So happy birthday,
perfect.
Jen.
Thank you. All right.
I'm actually in the exact same boat that Jen is. I am happily single.
Okay, good.
And I'm trying to work on myself
Yeah,
emotionally.
exactly. You have so much time for yourself when you're single. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. I don't know how to factor in a relationship to my current lifestyle.
Yeah, me neither.
I just started going to the gym, and that's taking too much
That's
time.
usually the first thing that go away when you're in a relationship. You're just like, oh, well, the gym is too much. Like, it takes too much time. That's why you kind of get a little bit chubbier when you're in a relationship.
And the next thing you know, your boyfriend doesn't want to touch your ankles.
Exactly, and then you're single again, and then you train, and then you're good. You find someone else, you get chubby, and then it's a cycle.
That actually happened to me. I had a really bad breakup in like 2014, and I was like, I am not gonna have a girlfriend for a long ass time. I need to sort some shit out. And then I started sorting shit out, and then I met somebody not too long later. I got reeled in, and I just put all that stuff on the back burner. I'm only like working things out now. Like I'm only doing that stuff now that I should have done 3 years ago. I was planning on getting buff like you, Gage.
No, I'm not planning on getting buff. I'm just
I am.
not trying to be a fat piece of garbage.
I am planning on getting buff. I'm going to the gym 3-4 times a week right now.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Congratulations, Nick. I'm going to hire you as my bodyguard.
Nope. When I'm doing reps, I do that sweet 30-pound. It's with both hands.
Ooh.
What exercises are you doing these reps with?
For like a bench press?
No, like the ones where you pull it down, like it's like the traps.
Oh, like resistance
I don't know.
training kind of stuff?
I don't know, machines.
Oh, okay.
There's machines in my building and I use them and I think I'm doing it okay.
Look at the pictures.
Ben showed
what
me
I
one
do.
time, so I think I'm good.
Yeah, I just focus on the parts in the pictures. Anyways, Jean-Claude.
I, too, am happily single. I work out every morning at 5 a.m.
We're so in shape.
Son!
Yeah.
Singles people in shape. Woo.
Mm-hmm. I was so proud of myself. I recently went to a convention in Orlando. I went with my friend Alex, and I went as Yamcha.
I have no idea.
He's a character who's famous for dying a lot. He's like the worst character in the show. But I was looking back at the photos and I was like, damn, I look huge. For me, anyways. Like, I felt very good about myself, which was cool.
And you changed your Facebook profile picture.
I did. I changed my Facebook profile picture to me as Yamcha.
I mean, you changed it from the gift I gave you at Christmas, but that's okay.
Oh,
Are you guys like married as well?
yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Essentially, yeah.
Basically the same thing.
Recently, I've been also working on myself and just trying to figure out. There's a lot of different qualities about me that I wanted to explore and be like, how could I be the best me?
That's all you can do, man. That's all you can do.
I've been waking up, going to work out. I go to work from 8 to 4, and then I come home, I play some piano, then I go to improv, and then I go to bed, and I start the whole cycle over.
And you're animating too, right?
Yeah, I've only found that I can do that on like Friday nights and the weekends and stuff.
Jeez.
I like being single. There's a lot of moments where you're just proud of yourself.
Yeah.
When I was single, I was like, wait a minute. This is way better. But now I'm in a relationship.
Yeah, honestly, like, I miss it sometimes. But now that I'm, like, home by myself during the day, I'm like, I think I get enough of my, like, alone time.
I love alone time, though. It's my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, me too.
Isn't that cool, though, when you have a relationship where the other person completely understands that and you're both, like, respecting the other's need for alone time and you're okay with that? You don't have to be attached to each other's sides.
That's the good thing about dating an artist, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody wants that time. And then you can just say, I just want to draw, and they understand immediately.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, I'll do the same thing. I need to be at my computer tonight. Well, I need to be at my computer tonight, and that's in different rooms, and that's cool.
Yeah, I like those moments. It's a very cool feeling.
Dude, that sounds awesome. Nick, can I have your boyfriend?
No, he is taken.
By who?
By me. And by my cat. You'd
Aw.
never get him out of here now. I couldn't kick him out if I tried. He loves that cat too much. My cat would miss him. It would be awful.
Well, I couldn't do that to your cat.
Yeah. She's pretty great.
So that's a good follow-up to, like, where do we want to be in these relationships 10 years from now? Yeah, Gage, you start us off.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter for me. I've seen people like single in their 40s just being like, yeah, I'm just kind of chilling out, having a brewski, just enjoying life.
You know, things go how they go. I would be just as happy, I think. Well, I don't want to say, like, just as happy, because I'm in a relationship and I like it. I could still be a very happy person on my own and doing my own thing. And I don't think being in a relationship has a lot of bearing with, like, what I actually want to do with my life. Like, I'm not planning on having kids necessarily or anything. So it's like, there's no goals there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of career goals. And I can do that with other people or by myself.
Dude, I don't even know if I can factor in, like, a family on top of all my career goals as well.
There's no way.
No.
I said it in my early 20s. I was like, I am definitely not even thinking about any sort of child-related anything until I'm 30, but now I'm 26. It's getting kind of close. I'm like, 40.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm like, not until I am like stable, like not necessarily like successful or anything, but just like able to support myself and not like be struggling. There's no way I'm going to have a kid until that happens, or if that happens.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever going to be a time, and dare I say anyone in this call's life, that we're going to be like, yeah, we're comfortable now. We're going to have kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just too much to be done.
I disagree, but
John Claude, why do you disagree?
maybe not in 10 years. I'm very fortunate in the fact that I don't necessarily have like a biological ticking clock when I need to do these things.
Yeah, me neither.
I say fortunate. I don't mean to make it sound rude or anything like that, but like.
Well, way to brag.
Sorry. I hope that didn't come off as strange.
No, God, no.
But yeah, I mean, I could dedicate the next 10 years to trying to push myself to be in a situation where I'm fiscally stable and emotionally like good in a relationship, because I do want a family. I feel like I'd be a sick ass father.
You use the term sick ass, but I don't think sick ass and father go together in the same sentence.
No, I think it's better.
That might be a red flag.
I'm thinking of sick ass in like the cool 90s rad kind of way, like, oh man, sick. Not like I'm a sick perverted father. Sick
Oh,
ass.
yeah, okay.
Thank you for clarifying.
But I don't have to do that by the time I'm like 34. I can be in my late 30s or maybe early 40s. Probably mid to late 30s was when I was considering to do the deed of producing children. I don't know how to say this.
I also feel like I could adopt a kid if I wanted to. I don't even have to have a significant other, just...
Yeah, the only way to know that you're actually financially stable enough and fit enough to be a parent is to adopt, because they make you go through so much stuff. They make you pay a ton of money. After I went through all that, if you're gonna give me a kid, I earned it.
Yeah.
It wasn't,
Yeah, it's like you kind of have what it
That's
takes.
the only way I would ever know that I would be a fit parent. Is if someone told me, here, you can have this child. Like,
Yeah. Even then, the requirements for that are so intense, because if you're a single parent, the hours that you have to work in a job have to be able to support raising a child, and not many jobs allow that.
I did not want to talk about kids at all. By
All
the
right.
way. No, it just happened to come up. We're talking about where we want to be in 10 years.
In
but
10 years, we have to think about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come 10 years from now, we'll meet back up, we'll rediscuss, we'll reevaluate.
yeah, 10 years from now, I'm going to be like, ask me in another 10.
Oh, yes.
yeah, pretty much.
I'll be dead and gone.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. No, that's a little
Niall,
bleak.
when are you going to die?
Pretty soon.
Oh my god. Well, then you at least have to pass on your genes somehow, man. Donate it.
You can have them. I don't care.
All right. Ship it over.
I would
Oh,
love to see a
God.
John Claude Niall love child.
No, you don't.
It'd be great. He would be such a talented young man, and he might even become a doctor.
That's true. Mixing our genes, we might have one legitimate doctor. But,
But we're both males, so it's impossible.
yep.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
Well, science is advancing every day, so who knows?
Maybe in 10 years?
Maybe.
Maybe in 10 years? Correct.
Yeah. But Niall's gonna be dead. We run across this problem each time. There's no way around it.
By the way, is there actually, like, I see this all the time in, like, TVs and movies when people are like, hey, in 10 years, if we're not married, we'll just get married to each other.
Yeah, that's such a horrible idea. Every time I see that, I'm like, these people are idiots. That's a terrible idea.
That's what I think,
I
too.
want you to be my last resort.
Yeah. That's basically it.
No, I don't know. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I
I feel
like
like
it.
we've actually said that to each other.
Yeah, like I mean, if like at 50 or
Yeah.
something, like we don't have anyone, we'll just move in together.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
sorry. Yeah, I forgot to say, you guys are like best friends though, so like, that's okay.
I feel like when like a guy and a girl say that to each other, it's like they're really good friends.
Yeah.
And it's basically
Yeah.
the same thing. Like, we can live together and just enjoy each other company. And then instead of growing old alone, at least you can maybe share a house with someone you enjoy the company.
But
Yeah.
why do you have to get married though?
Tax breaks.
Oh, that's true.
I have no idea, but you could just like live together or something. No
Yeah.
need to marry.
Well, eventually you'd be common law. Like, if we'd applied for it, I was technically common law with, like, my old roommate, 'cause we lived together for, like, 5 years.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
And we were like, would that be beneficial on taxes? And it was like, no. And we are like, oh, well. It's a fun story.
Can I just say, I hate when people call their kid whatever junior.
I know. I know. I know.
Yeah, it's not very creative, is it?
No, it's not.
I'm gonna run into this problem when I have a boy. If I have a boy.
You want to name him Junior?
No, I don't want to name him Junior, but my dad's name is Claude. My name is Jean-Claude. The only thing I could come up with might...
You can go for Claude Jean.
Claude Jean, but that sounds weird. I was thinking, I don't know what name would sound good.
Jean-Claude Guidi.
Oh, God. That's his first name?
Yeah, that's his first name, Jean-Claude Guidi. Oh, or it could be Jean-Claude Guidi, and then his full name would be Jean-Claude Guidi.
Oh.
And people are like, Quagmire from Family Guy, because that will still be on.
No. I was thinking Cloud, but then everyone was going to think he's a Final Fantasy character.
Yeah, don't do that.
So I'm not going to do Cloud. So how do you guys prepare for dates?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God. I don't.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Like when I had my first date with my ex-boyfriend, I basically was just dressed as like jean and t-shirt, and I arrived by bike, so I was all sweaty. And
Yes. That's
so yeah,
awesome.
that was my first date. Hello, and my hair were all disgusting because of my helmet. And yeah, first date. Hi. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool, dude.
That's so good because then you just show, like, I showed up anyways. Check it out. This is me.
I don't want him to have any expectations. Like,
That's respectable.
if like the first date, like you're not too good looking and he still like you, it's good. Then he can
That's-
be prettier, and then it's even better.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's some good logic.
Keep those expectations low.
Yes.
So Gage, your counter argument, I guess.
So when I go on a date, I'm probably coming home from work. So I go home from work, put on jeans and a t-shirt,
See,
put
like
on
me.
some deodorant,
Casual.
and I go out. That's how I prepare for a date.
Okay, so the same.
I do a lot more work than Jen.
No, I did exactly the same.
Because I add in the deodorant factor.
Me too. But then I got sweaty after, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I do try to pump myself up with like jams and stuff in the car.
Aw.
That's good.
Jams are like podcasts to either make me feel like, I don't know, exhilarated or worldly.
I was gonna say, just listen to My Dad Wrote a Porno, and
Yes.
then you'll realize that you couldn't be any worse than that.
I feel like that from that title alone, I just need to read it and just be like, well,
Oh, it's a podcast. You need to listen
It's
to
another
it.
podcast.
It's
That's really
amazing.
good.
It's the funniest thing ever.
I've heard of it.
What's it called? My
never-
dad.
Wrote a
Wrote a
porno.
porno.
Yeah, it's like the title says.
one of you shared it on Twitter.
We have
and-
we
definitely
share
shared
a
it on
lot.
Twitter. I've done fan art of it.
It's amazing. I'm going to see the live in Montreal.
I'm
So
so
excited.
jealous.
Oh, rad.
My mom would always catch me. She would always know when I was going on a date because it would be the only time that I would really clean out my car. Like, I would do the whole shebang. I would take out the mats, vacuum the whole inside. I'd take it out for a wash and clean everything. And she'd know that I was taking out somebody in that car. Prepared that way. And then, same thing as you guys. Deodorant, jeans, shirt, button-down shirt, though.
Ooh, yeah. I always put down the one extra button. Just one extra. It's not too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too much.
Well, you don't want it at the collar because you'll look like a fucking dweeb.
You don't want to give away the prize, but you want
I want
to...
to tease.
You want to
You wanna tease.
I want
Yeah.
to make them lick their lips and be like, I wonder what's under there.
Probably a chest and some nipples.
Most likely.
But they don't know. That's the mystery,
Yeah.
Gage.
You could have a third
you
nipple
could.
like in that James Bond movie.
That's when you hit the jackpot.
Have you seen that movie, The Man with the Golden Gun?
No, with the
I
third nipple.
honestly
no.
thought you were gonna say the man with the third nipple.
Yeah, me too.
I honestly thought that's what you were gonna say.
That would have been a better title.
He's just trying to take down the world for shunning him and his third nipple.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I watched Captain Underpants recently.
Oh, was it good?
Oh my god, it was great. I had a lot of fun. The villain is named Professor Poopy Pants.
Yeah, that was the first
And
book.
That's the fourth book, John Claude.
Was it?
Get up on your Captain Underpants lore. Really good movie. I recommend it to anyone. I liked it a little better than Wonder Woman.
Wow, rude.
I haven't seen either, so I don't know.
They're totally aware that they're like, yeah, we're making a Captain Underpants movie. But anyways, what I'm saying is I'll take a girl on the date to a Captain Underpants movie.
As you should.
As
you
you
should take her to
should,
things
yeah.
that you enjoy. And you both enjoy.
One day, I'll find a lady who likes Captain Underpants as much as me.
Yeah, you should go on all dates carrying the comics. Or is it a novel?
They're chapter books.
Okay,
Thank you very much,
sorry.
Niall.
But they had little comics at the end.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, it was cool.
Oh, and that's in the movie, too.
That was like my first intro to animation, other than like Disney movies. Actual like flipping animation. Those little flip books in the back were great. considering like finding the person with the third nipple and the magic behind that. I had a really interesting and kind of strange friend in high school. He's a genius. He works for Google now, but he was that kind of kid. On the back of his lock that he put on his locker, he wrote the word crocodile for just, I don't know. And when we asked him why, he just said, so whenever I looked around the locker, if I couldn't find my locker, whichever lock I flipped up and it said crocodile, I would know that that was mine. And then he followed that up by saying, if anyone else came up to his locker, lifted up the lock, and thought it was their locker because it said crocodile, that would be the person that he married.
Aww.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well then.
Is he married?
Nope. I'm pretty sure he's asexual as well.
He's still going to lockers in high schools and looking under them, being like, oh.
Searching for the one.
Let's not go there.
So Nick, how do you prepare for a date?
I wear makeup, so I put makeup on, and I just put on my normal clothes, and I head out. And that's it.
Wow, we're boring people.
I
We're
know.
just like, just put on some clothes, maybe deodorant if we're feeling
Oh,
it.
I do put on deodorant.
What do you want to do? Like a gown dress and just go to the restaurant? I won't do that.
That's what I expect from my dates. If they show up in a jeans and a shorts, I have a checklist. I'm like,
If the weather called for it, I would probably wear heels.
Ooh.
To like a first date, I would probably
no.
wear heels.
No. It's not worth the trouble. Usually the first date is like, I don't know, it's kind of boring. I don't know.
Every once in a while, if there's a date going on and I've just taken a shower, I'll put on some pump-up jams, get the spirits lifted.
what do you pump up to?
Usually for stuff like that, it'd probably be EDM.
Oh, okay.
It depends. It depends what kind of mood I'm in.
I was hoping you were going to say Taylor Swift. I was really hoping.
Nope. Nah, I don't listen to a lot of Taylor Swift, unfortunately.
You don't listen to T Swift? What's wrong with you, dude?
Sorry.
I genuinely sometimes, I used to listen to her in the gym. I don't know why. I loved listening to Taylor Swift in the gym. I've never listened to her song when I was sitting at home or anything, but in the gym, one came on, I was like, this is pretty good to work out to.
They're just like high energy. They're little bops. They don't distract you. There's not a lot to them.
There's no meaning in them or no depth
No.
or anything, but they're just quick and kind of upbeat and like...
I listen to Ariana Grande songs in the gym.
Ew.
Those pump me up too. Oh, you say ew?
I listen to Kesha sometimes. I like her
Kesha's good.
stuff, yeah. Oh yeah, John Claude, for your 22nd birthday, your ex-girlfriend made an event and she photoshopped...
Okay, I photoshopped my own face onto Taylor Swift. That was me
was
that
that
photoshopped
you?
my own face onto Taylor Swift's body. And everyone that saw it thought it was her, and it was a really ugly picture of her. It was actually me.
Oh.
Let me see if I can find that photo. Let me see if I can send that to you guys.
Oh yeah.
I was proud of myself for it. It was pretty good.
The conclusion is I assumed you listened to T-Swift.
Nope.
I don't.
See, there
I
we go.
don't really.
Dang.
I don't really listen to music.
I do this horrible thing with music. When there's an artist, I latch on to them and I listen to their songs for about 6 or 7 years and then I move on to the next artist.
Yeah, me too. Me too, actually.
Mm,
I'm the exact
yeah.
same.
I think that's a pretty common thing, because I do that as well. Until I'm sick of it, and this just can't go on anymore.
Actually, speaking of songs, does anyone have any favorite love songs?
Can't go wrong with the James Brown.
Ooh, I was thinking of the War song. That wasn't him.
What song? The War song?
The War song. The War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again.
That's definitely the best love
That
song.
was pretty goddamn good, dude. But that's not James Brown.
No, it's not.
We all recognized it.
Completely different person.
I believe his name was Edwin Starr.
Yes.
Oh, very good.
Correct.
It's a very ugly photo of me.
Yeah,
I
right.
love it.
The problem is where the glasses are or where her eyes actually are. So it's like an extra head.
Oh
in
dear.
height.
That's an event right there.
When
Wait, she thought this was actually her?
it was the thumbnail and the cover photo, it was smaller, and they just thought it was a really ugly photo of her, and then they clicked on it and realized it was a man's face.
Okay, I see what you're saying now. I thought your ex did the photo. I didn't think that people thought it was her in the photo.
No, they thought it was Taylor Swift in the photo, just a really ugly picture of Taylor Swift. Yep. Anyways, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Jen, what's
Yes.
your favorite love song?
I don't know. I thought of it a little bit, but I don't know. I really like Into My Arms by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. I don't know if you know. It's good.
I am not familiar.
It's more like a sad song, but it's a good love song.
I like sad love songs a lot when I'm feeling down.
Yeah, me too.
If I have a bad day, I just put on a love song. I'm like, no one understands me except for this personal artist.
Also, you can never go wrong with early to mid 2000s R&B.
What?
That shit's sweet.
I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah, me too.
I like your choices of music, Niall. I really like them.
Early to mid 2000s R&B is the best. I always find myself going back to listening to a bit of Mario or a bit of Chris Brown. He's a piece of shit, but goddamn, he made some good tunes. You know what I'm talking about. Bit of Shaggy.
Oh yeah, Shaggy's good.
Didn't you meet Shaggy?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Who met Shaggy? Someone I knew met Shaggy. No, it was the Rubber Onion guys. Never mind. They got a good podcast too. Check out the Rubber Onion Animation Podcast, now on iTunes. Nick, what about your favorite love songs?
Like I said, I don't really listen to a ton of music, but rather than like a favorite love song, perhaps a favorite song about the feeling of being in love.
Ooh.
Let's go that way.
Yeah,
Ah.
that qualifies.
Different angle.
Mixtape from Avenue Q. I listen to a lot of musicals.
Mixtape.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
It's so like the feeling of, oh my god, do they like me? It's so just like lighthearted and sweet.
Robert Lopez did the music for that. He also did Book of Mormon.
Oh, it's the
And I
same.
really like the Baptize
I
Me
didn't
song.
know.
Oh god, yeah, Baptize Me is so good. I didn't know either, and it makes sense, because Book of Mormon's my new favorite musical, so
So good.
so good.
I was lucky enough to see it in New York a while back.
I've seen it twice here.
I still haven't got to see it.
It's great.
I really wanted to see the original cast, but like, too late now.
Niall,
What?
if you download my memories, maybe you can.
Oh my god.
10 years from now.
You're fooling me. That's not real.
Niall,
What?
I'll make you a promise. 10 years from now, when you're alive, you can download my memories.
I won't download your memories. It'll be sad. I'll be sad all the time.
Oh.
I would hate it.
Well then, my friend, I don't think we're friends anymore.
What about you, Gage? What gets you going? What kind of sends shivers down your spine before a date? What music do you like to pop on to get in the mood, to get your cheeks red? You know what I'm saying?
Oh god.
Nice and rosy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sucker for like Ben Folds. Like Nick was saying, everyone has different expressions of love, different versions of love. I really like The Luckiest. It's this song by Ben Folds. It has this beautiful string orchestra, and he's talking about how he's going to stay with his wife forever. It's very, very sweet. Of course, he's been divorced 5 times, but you know.
But
that's
this is the
okay.
real one. This is the one.
This is the one. I don't want to go into his personal life, but what was the other one that I really liked? Oh, Sarah Bareilles' Love Song. Which is not about love at all. It's about the record company.
Oh.
I'm not gonna write you a love song, cause you asked for it, cause you need one. You see, I'm not gonna write you a love song. Okay.
It's a good song.
I'm done.
That's it. That's the tip of the top. That's the cream of the crop. You hit
Cream
it.
of the crop. Good night, everybody. We did fantastic here. Come join me karaoke Sunday night in my basement.
Oh. This is why I don't want to download
Dark.
your memories, dude.
Dark. Yeah, that's why he doesn't want to down. That's why no one wants to download your memories. I'm so sorry.
It's just me alone in the basement with the microphone, just sobbing.
Waiting for people to come show up to your personal karaoke.
My friend Nick Terhorst said she would come from Toronto. But what about movies? Oh, wait, did everyone go around? John Claude, you didn't say your favorite song.
I really like, well, first of all, there's a song that I recently started listening to. It's called Consider My Love. It's not necessarily about love, more kind of a story of this guy's life, but it's really cool genre. It's a mixture between like hip hop and jazz, and it's a really cool fusion. I really like this guy. What is his name? Kenichiro something something. That's not my favorite love song, but I really like also Real Big Fish. It's a ska band, and a lot of their songs are really sad, and they all tackle love in some way, but they're all in this very upbeat brass feeling, and so it gives a happy air to a very sad topic, and it's cool. I like it. I like them a lot for their songs.
I love it when songs do that. They give like a sad perspective in this happy upbeat song, and when people are like, I listened to the lyrics the other day, I was just jamming out to the tunes, but when I listened to the lyrics, I got quite sad.
Mm-hmm.
I love it when art can do that. You look at it in a new way, or you learn a new thing about it, and you're like, I appreciate it.
Oh,
for
yeah, totally.
Another reason.
It is almost a metaphor for things that happen in real life. There are these happy on the surface relationships, but then on the inside, there's some dark to it.
Yeah.
Sorry for bringing us down.
Dark
Let's change.
relationships.
But yeah, movies. Movies are good too.
Yeah, movies. There's a lot of movies out there. Which ones do you like?
I made such a big mistake of watching rom-coms with like a girl that I recently met. I kept watching rom-coms, and she kept comparing our relationship to the rom-coms.
Oh no.
And like, I was like, oh, I couldn't do it because like, we were watching this one rom-com and they met at a train station and we met at a train station. And I was like, I'm not that great. I'm sorry. I didn't know how to let her down like that, but she cheated on me in the end.
Oh no!
That does sound like a rom-com.
I didn't really care. And it was also kind of my own fault in a way because I just ignored a lot of signals. When I first met her, right, she had a bowl, like a big fruit bowl filled with condoms. Just in her room. Like an actual fruit bowl just full of condoms. And the next time I went down there, it was like empty almost. I was like, wait a minute.
I guess she was giving them away.
Yeah, she was giving them to her friends.
I guess she did not use them all.
She had a big ass water balloon fight, dude. She had a big ass water balloon
It
fight.
was stuff like that. I mean, I didn't really care that much, so that's when I was like, maybe I shouldn't be with her because I don't care that she cheated on me and she cheated on me. Like, I didn't even consider it cheating. I don't know, it was really kind of a casual relationship anyway. And we both just got over another relationship.
Is this sort of like a rebound thing?
Yeah, it's just a rebound.
I think so. I think it was a little bit. But we didn't know it at the time.
So your favorite movie is Cars 2. All right.
Wait.
Going on to Jen.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what?
The question was your favorite love movie.
The question was your favorite movie, and you started talking about fruit bowl condoms.
He talks about rom-coms. He's segued with rom-coms. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a method to my madness.
No, I was just wondering if there's any particular movie in mind that made you go, oh, maybe one day that could be me. I could have that sort of relationship.
For me, no. I do like some rom-coms, but I never parallel myself to them. I like The Notebook. I'm not afraid to admit it. Everybody out in the world, I like The
never
Notebook.
seen it.
I haven't
Fuck
seen
the
it either.
haters, man. That movie's good.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That movie's good, dude. Ryan Gosling does a good job.
Dude, movie night. We
On
should all
Skype.
see it.
It's just sad.
I'd be down for that.
Stream it and then get taken down.
We'll stream it on Twitch.
It's a fun movie.
It's not a fun movie. It's heartbreaking.
Jeez.
What movie did you watch, Niall?
No, but that's the thing, though. It takes you through a roller coaster of emotions. And there are
does.
roller coasters in the movie, so that's not a pun. There's a lot of fun stuff in that movie, just such as roller coasters. And fun. And young love.
Niall, did you go see a different movie?
No, I watched
Did you walk into the wrong theater, my friend?
No, he definitely watched the right movie.
That would be highly unlikely that I watched the wrong movie 5 times. Because I've seen that movie 5 times.
Wow.
That's impressive. I don't think I've seen any movie 5 times. Well, maybe Army of
I've
Darkness.
definitely seen Mean Girls like 15 times.
Yeah,
Oh,
me too.
yeah.
That's a
Ooh,
good
dude,
movie.
I had an actress from Mean Girls on my tour the other day.
Whoa.
Which
Oh,
one?
really?
Yeah, she was the girl that's like, I saw plastics wearing flip-flops and camo pants, so that's
Oh.
what I'm gonna do.
I love her.
She was on my tour, and she was super cool. She was very
Oh.
cultured about cinema history.
That's so fun.
So Mean Girls is your favorite, Nick?
No, well, that's my favorite movie, one of them, probably.
It has romantic elements.
I guess. I think it's a pretty good representation of dating in high school.
Oh my god, yeah.
I think let's pull aside the like manic pixie dream girl shit, but 500 Days of Summer, I do think that it takes you through the highs and the lows of this relationship. Like you go into the movie knowing that this relationship ends.
Yeah.
And it takes you from being like this perfect thing to being what a relationship actually is. And it's a lot of work.
That movie does get a lot of slack, and
Yeah.
that is a good movie. Like, I like a lot of choices they made.
Specifically from me and John Claude. John Claude and I hate on that movie all the time.
Really? That's not a horrible movie.
No.
I do understand why people don't like it, though, because it
It's
does
not
have
a
that
horrible
hipster...
movie, they're just horrible people, and it's hard to relate.
Oh, I think it's really easy to relate, and I think that's why I hate it so much, is because it's just like...
We've all been there in a relationship where you were wishing it would just be easier. And the end of the story is that relationships aren't easy. And if you view it like that, you're just gonna be in a series of failed relationships.
And that's kind of what I was trying to say earlier about, like, throwing that word around too early and stuff, like, trying to make it seem like it's a perfect relationship. You know, you kind of have to be down in reality a bit, and you got to understand each other and talk to each other, and...
Yeah.
You know, if someone has a problem with something that one of you guys do, I'd expect someone to tell me, and I would work on it. I would try to accommodate anything within reason, you know? I'm not going to change my personality, but if it's like, dude, be a little cleaner, I'll be like, shit,
Yeah.
I should be a little cleaner.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, communication destroys so many, not just
Yeah.
relationships.
So many friendships, anything involving more than one person needs a lot of communication.
I've been in the position as well in that movie. I think it came from an area of immaturity where you want the other person to think of you as their one and only. You are the light in their life. And I've had those moments where I'm like, I wish they would just see me that way. But that's just such a selfish way to do it. And like, I've grown out of that. I've learned why that's not the right way to be it. But yeah, that movie hit me hard.
You will have those nice little moments in a relationship where it feels like that.
Totally.
But, you know, it's not going to be like that 24/7. That's just what you got to realize. You know, movies are just kind of the highlight reels of interesting things that happen to create a story. But when you're just doing your everyday to day tasks, it's not going to be like, wow, maybe in the honeymoon phase in the first few months, that goes away.
I like that quote, Niall. I'm going to quote you on that. Movies are just the highlight reels of relationships.
Not necessarily like just a story, you know, in general. It doesn't have to be a relationship, but...
Yeah, in any story.
You don't want a movie to be boring, and, you know, you show someone, like, on the toilet or, like, eating lunch. Unless it matters.
Unless it matters.
I would watch it if they're, like, cooking up some grilled cheese or something.
That's what streams are for.
Exactly. Yeah, you nailed it.
Oh, Nick, did I miss your grilled cheese stream?
You missed my grilled cheese stream. Sorry.
Also, Nick, we should totally, like, dual art stream if you're down sometime.
No, we totally should. I'm totally down for that.
Maybe I could sit there and watch you guys and learn how to animate on Toon Boom.
No, one day, when I figure out a way to work that people can actually look at and make sense of, and not just, like, go.
Dude, I just go. I gave up on that a long time ago.
I just go. And then people are like, what are you doing? And I'm like, there's like 12 steps to get to where I am now. Shoot.
Too late.
I relate to that way too much.
Yeah.
Not to stray off topic too. Sorry, Gage.
No, you're fine. It's a podcast. I don't have any general directions for this.
Well, you did send us an email, a list of questions.
Yes,
I did.
You did send us a general direction for this, so...
I did. Oh, yeah.
You literally did send us, like, an actual direction sheet.
I was talking to a friend at lunch, and they're like, I like your podcast. It just has no direction. And I just went, oh, my God, I need direction.
When we did Sleepycast, if we didn't write down topics to talk about, it would be absolute chaos. You can probably tell which ones we tried to sway in a certain direction or not.
Probably not, because the editing is pretty tight there. I was about to say, that's not a compliment to you, but I think you did the majority of editing, yeah. Whoops!
Did we go through everyone's movies that they were interested in?
Yeah, I think we just did Nick and Niall, and she mentioned 500 Days of
Gage,
Summer.
what's yours?
That set everybody off. I really like Chasing Amy. I haven't seen it in a while, but I really like Chasing Amy.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen it either.
Too.
No, I just like it because it's not like... Once again, I guess it goes back to like the 500 Days of Summer thing where there's like, this isn't how relationships work out. They're not always perfect. And I don't know, I just kind of relate to that message a little bit.
Yeah.
I think most people do, dare I say.
Everyone keeps wanting me to watch Love Actually, but I've never seen it yet.
Dude, we should watch Love Actually together. I haven't seen it either.
Movie night where we watched 6 hours worth of movies.
We're literally going to be having like a slumber party pretty much.
Yeah, we can tell gossip. We can tell what boys we like.
Pillow fight.
It was a really good movie when it came out. I don't think it's aged well.
No, I've seen it.
Really?
Like, I watch it every Christmas, and it's still good.
I do too.
I like it.
And I still like it, but I also like watch it recognizing like, oh man, there's some really like messed up stuff in here.
Yeah, if someone watch it for the first time right now, I'm not sure. But like,
yeah,
having seen it like a while back, it's still good because I just have like good memories of it.
Yeah, just like put yourself in a like early 2000s mindset when you sit down.
That's
I always do. I'll just pop on some early 2000s R&B first.
Yeah.
I think you'll like it.
Exactly,
I think you'll like
exactly. And then it'll play fine because there's some stuff in there that you're like, wow, you just should not have done that.
No, exactly.
If you're in the right mood, it can tug on your heartstrings, but it shouldn't.
Niall, when are you coming to LA so we can have this movie night?
I keep meaning to move to LA, but then I've realized that I never have enough money to move to LA yet.
Aww.
I'm saving like 20% of everything I make on Twitch now, and I'm doing pretty okay. But
Nice.
like, you know,
Everyone subscribe to Niall so he can go drink beers and watch Love Actually with me. That's twitch.tv/Cryburger.
yeah, so like as soon as I can, I'm really planning on doing it like soon, making the move before the summer is out, but we'll see. But I'm making way more progress towards it in the last like month or so then. So it shouldn't be too long, but yeah, I am down for a few drinks and a slumber party.
Especially a slumber party.
Especially a slumber party.
Oh, and a tour of the Warner Brother lot, because that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Jen, is your favorite love movie Love Actually?
No. But it's a good movie. I like it a lot. I don't know. Like, I think I will just go with my favorite movie of all time.
I thought so.
Yeah, I know. It's just a perfect movie. It's Amélie Poulain. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a French film. It's
I
really
have
good.
not.
It's gorgeous.
We just know it as Emily.
Yeah, it's just
not-
Amélie, I think.
Yeah, there's no like last name in ours.
Well, basically, it's like a really kind of shy and quiet girl, and she.
Oh, I've seen that cover. Yeah, I mean,
No, I've seen Amelie.
Yeah, and
I've seen
she has
Amelie.
like really short hair, and
It's a good ass movie.
yeah,
It's a really good movie.
It's amazing. It's a gorgeous, amazing film. I've probably seen it like 100 times or more, and I'm not kidding.
No,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
And then that guy went on to direct the fourth Alien movie,
Yeah, it's true.
Alien Resurrection.
Yeah, that's true. But I wasn't as good.
Not as good as Amelie.
No,
Too many
definitely
aliens,
not.
in my opinion.
Yes.
John Claude, what's your favorite Alien movie?
Of the I like the first Alien a lot. I also like Aliens.
Yeah, I always switch between those, Alien and Aliens. I ultimately decide on Aliens just because there's more, like, memorable characters in Aliens.
They're completely different movies.
No, I agree. They're, like, on a different wavelength. They just have this first main character. Oh, wait, no, love movies. That's what we were talking about.
Probably my favorite love movie is also a foreign film. It's an Italian film, though. It's
Hey,
called
Buddha Papa.
La Vita è Bella, or Life is Beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
Oh, Life is Beautiful. Yeah.
It's really sad.
Yes.
I love their love. I love their relationship in that movie. It's very unrealistic, but how they present how Robert Benigni like sways her off her feet or sweeps her off her feet. Yeah, that's what you say. Like the magical way that he does that kind of really encapsulates the magical feeling that you get when you fall in love with someone.
How does he do it, or is that like too much of a spoiler? Or
That's
what?
like in the first kind of arc of the movie. There's a lot of different sections. The way he does it is he's not, attractive man. I mean, how do I say it? Like physically, you wouldn't say that this is a beautiful man.
He's not like Brad Pitt or like Niall
No.
Ray or like
Right.
any of those guys.
But the reason you fall in love with him is because he's extremely intelligent and he's really, really funny. And so the way he captures her off her feet is, first of all, he always surprises her and shows up in like random spots where they shouldn't
that
meet
could
up.
go wrong pretty easily.
No, it actually, when you watch it, you're just like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He is kidnapping her in a car. He has stolen a car and he's kidnapping her. But he's just so witty and he just observes his surroundings and he just creates all these little jokes and these sparks of just interest. It's so, you just watch it.
He does it with a lot of charm,
With a lot of charm, a lot of wit.
a lot of heart. Yeah.
You yourself fall in love with his character and you just, oh my god, it's so good. It's probably one of my favorite movies as well. Just if you have a night where you're like, you know what, I could go for a good cry and just watch something that's just magical, watch Life is Beautiful.
I like it. We got a good spectrum of movies here. We got foreign films, we've got Ryan Gosling films, we got indie films,
Got aliens.
and we got aliens. Yeah, go watch Alien, everybody. It's great. Ooh, here's a good one. When did you feel the most loved?
For me, I don't think I have.
Oh.
I don't mean that in a sad way. Not at all.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Trust me, guys, I'm okay.
Let me elaborate on the question a little bit. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a relationship sense. It could be like, hey, your dad took you to a baseball game and he gave you a baseball.
Oh, that is a good point. Okay, so for
Yeah.
me, like, cause my family growing up, we never said like I love you and stuff to each other. Like it was just kind of weird. But like, we're cool. And, like everything was good. I had a good family and stuff. But I was living in America for like the last couple of years, and I was talking to my dad the other day. He kind of was like, "Please come home. I miss you." And I was like, I swear to God, that I've never like heard anything like that, and that like almost made me well. I think that might have been one, and that was only a few days ago. That might have been it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my parents were like kind of expressing that they miss me, and like that's bizarre to me. That might be it. That actually might be it.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah, now I'm going to have to think about I didn't think about these questions before just asking them out.
Yeah, I haven't think about that question. It's like it's a lot to think about, like really fast.
Well, I thought about it a little bit, and I kind of landed on the day we launched our Kickstarter.
Oh yes.
Well, it was like there was such a huge outpouring of support immediately, and like so fast, and like more and faster than either of us had ever imagined.
Yeah.
Oh man, that must have been the best feeling ever.
Seriously, we couldn't believe it. Like in 6 hours, we were funded.
We like called each other crying, like
6 hours. Like we were planning 2 weeks.
Oh my
2 weeks.
God,
Yeah,
really?
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
And what were you funding for?
30 days, and we didn't have any stretch goals planned or anything because we thought like, oh, we'll have weeks to figure that out. We had like a whole press tour like planned out to do while the Kickstarter was on, and like it all happened in 6 hours, and we were going like, holy shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it was, and I specifically remember sitting on my couch, because actually, like, we put the computer on the TV so I could just watch pledges come in. Yeah, and one of the first pledges, probably within the first 10 or 20, was my dad for like $250. And that's like the first time that I just like broke down crying.
Whoa, you made figures of your art?
Yeah.
Dude, that is like...
They haven't shipped out yet. By the time this podcast goes out, maybe they'll have shipped out.
We're learning so much about each other.
That's awesome. So is your Kickstarter still active, or...?
No,
it's been a year.
It was like last... yeah, it was like last June.
No, it's basically
it's
like
okay.
a year day for day, kind of. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. That is awesome.
Oh my god, it's been a year since we did the podcast with Nick. Wow.
Yeah, it has. 'Cause
wild.
I did it after the Kickstarter launched. Or right before, one of the two.
It was right after, because you were talking about all of the emotions that came with it.
Yeah.
That's still one of my favorites, by the way.
It is.
yay.
How do I get one of those figures? You have to like...
We'll add some extra.
You gotta know a guy.
Oh, you do? Damn it, I don't know anybody.
You might know the guys involved now.
You rub the right ankles, kid, and you might just find yourself with one.
I'm an expert ankle rubber.
Yeah.
What about you, John Claude? When did you feel the most loved?
When did I feel the most loved? I don't know. There are a lot of moments for me. I'm, I guess, really fortunate in that sense that I have a lot of really close friends that very consistently show me in their own way how much they love me, and my parents do that as well. So I mean, I can't put my finger on one that's like the most. My best friend recently for my birthday just really kind of went all out for it, and it was very unprecedented. I didn't really expect anything for it, and he really just kind of pulled a lot together for me, and it was like, whoa. And I've known this kid since kindergarten. If anyone was to be my husband, like the Genevieve to my Nick or the Nick to my Genevieve, it would be this kid Alex. Yeah, it would be this guy. He's a good kid.
It's weird, because I remember this certain emotion. So I'm sure I've told this story before, but it's the story of like when I knew I wanted to be a filmmaker. It was this like dinky high school auditorium. We were all showing off our things, and I did a music video for my friend's band, and we saw it, and there was just a lot of laughter and clapping, and damn, it was just a really good feeling. Like, I don't want to say every time one of my movies gets released to like a big screening group, but it just fills me with this wave of like, I guess the best way to phrase it is like satisfaction. Like that big release of satisfaction, it makes me feel like loved by people. It's not like one certain person, and it's just a wave of support that when it hits me hard. Like same thing when that Quacktron 3000 animated one of our segments. It just really took me aback.
I should definitely mention that when I was doing Sleepy Cabin, I definitely felt very loved by a lot of people.
Yeah.
And when people come into my streams, I definitely do. That's why I say I love you at the end of every stream, because I don't know, I feel like it's in the way that we were talking about earlier, where it's just like, I just feel kind of a bond with the regs that come on.
Oh, totally.
Because you're chatting to them all day. Well, I am. I just chat to them for hours on it.
Yeah, and my mom has broken down and cried over how proud of it she is of me, and
Aww.
that's
Dude,
a great feeling.
One of my goals is to make my mom proud. I don't think I've ever done that in my whole life.
Oh.
My mom is hard to make proud, though. Like,
That's fair.
I'm not looking for sympathy at all. Because, like, I feel like it's a challenge. Like, I'm not sad about it.
Game on, Mom!
No, that's it. I'm going to do it. I want to do it. I'm not, like, sitting there upset about it. It will happen. I know
You
it.
want to hear something semi-terrible?
Yeah.
Yeah, always.
Sure.
Last Christmas, I was putting together a video for my mom, just of like a dumb little slideshow of me and my siblings, and I'm like, my goal with this video is to make my mom cry from happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it!
Yeah. No, that's not a
job.
terrible thing.
No.
I think when you put those things together, that's always in the back of your mind, like, oh man, I hope they cry from this. That would be
Yeah.
cool.
I'm
Like, it's a
gonna
horrible
make
thing
him
to say, but
cry.
yeah.
I'm gonna make her feel so fucking loved. Yeah, that was a good feeling, making my mom happy. That's always fun. Niall, you should try it out sometime.
I'm trying. Like, my mom, like, she's kind of traditional. She has no clue what the fuck I'm doing with my life. Like, she doesn't know what streaming is. She doesn't know anything. I dropped out of college, moved to America. She's like, what are you doing? And she has no idea how I'm actually surviving without, like, a college degree or anything. Like, she has she won't listen. It just goes over her head. So I don't think she'd ever be proud unless like I had a college degree or like I like kind of prove to her that I'm, I don't know, doing something.
Like win an Oscar or something.
Yeah, I guess it might take that. But I'll try my best.
Yeah, my parents are a little bit the same. Like, they don't really understand, but they're both like kind of working 9-to-5 job for kind of.
Yeah.
See, they absolutely don't understand, and they feel like I'm just like having fun, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
And
exactly.
Just, like, I feel like I always need to prove them, like, yeah, no, I can pay my rent, and people actually give me money to do that. Mm-hmm. And I still think they don't believe it, but yeah.
I'm in the exact same boat as that.
Yeah, my parents try really hard to understand. Like, my dad will ask me a million questions about what I do, but in the end, it just ends with him being like, I still don't get it. But, like, I'm gonna try. Sometimes they, like, show up to the streams and they're like, oh, we saw you on stream today.
Oh, nice.
I still don't understand. Like,
oh my god.
And they're like, those people who watch you, like, are they, like, and I'm like, yeah, those are the people who, like, they support me. And they're like, I don't get it.
I'm kind of happy, like, my parents don't, like, I know your parents, like, follow you on Twitter and stuff. Like, I'm so happy my parents don't do that.
Dude.
Oh my god.
My mom, she made a fake Twitter account a couple of years ago, and she followed me, and she kept getting emails, but like the emails were like people in your circle, so like people that I follow would come up on her email, like they're trying to get her to follow more like artists, like Shadman would keep coming up. But she didn't understand that it was recommended, so she thought I was Shadman, and she was like so concerned about me, like she thought I was weird.
I don't know who that is.
He's a porn artist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a porn artist who kind of pushes the boundaries a little bit of what's acceptable and what's not acceptable.
And your mom was getting, like, photos in her inbox, being like, what is he doing?
Yeah, like...
What is Sonic doing with Amy? No!
Like, cartoon porn is so far removed from anything she's ever known in her life that, like, I feel like she thought I was, like, losing my mind or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I wish I could do the same thing you guys are doing, just, like, making a living. That's my dream, making a living off what I love.
I'm not making a living yet. Let's not.
Yeah, I think a living is, like, a bit of a stretch.
Like, you don't need to have really big standards.
Oh, yeah, no, we're in the phase right now where I am definitely, like, not making money right now. Goals are, like, to stop using my savings to do things.
Yeah, there's struggles. There's still struggles.
Yes.
But I'm still very, very grateful that I'm able to draw every single day.
Oh,
yes,
God, yeah.
so much.
So I'm not, like, mad about it.
One day I'll get there. But instead of drawing, I'll just stream video games and make funny screams.
See?
Yeah,
that would
good.
be fun.
It's good too.
That is the dream.
That's the dream.
I am gonna continue working at my job for a couple more years, and then I'm gonna go back to school, I think.
Jean-Claude, I don't know if I've said this, but I feel like if you came out here, you'd do rather well.
You think so?
Yeah, dude. Going to just, like, certain improv shows and, like, working the animation angle, I think you would get a lot done.
A lot of people here tell me that I do well out there or in Chicago and things like that, but I don't know. I miss math and science a lot, so I think I want to go back to school. So, I don't know.
Yeah, of course. Anyways, going back on track, it's so flippin' hot in here. I'll send you a picture of how sweaty I am to you guys.
Okay.
Let's hit a final topic and knock it out.
No, that's fine. We can blaze through the rest of these questions. We don't have a lot left.
Yeah.
Ooh, how do you describe heartbreak? And can you describe any instances? That's a good one.
Instances. What's that mean?
And anytime you felt that way.
Yeah, like
Okay.
moment.
It's heartbreaking. Sorry.
I guess, I told this on the old podcast I did, Sleepycast, but me and a girlfriend of 2.5 years broke up a day before we were supposed to go to Disney World together, and we still went.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Yeah, so I went to Disney World with her and her family, and I was so upset. And by the way, I had the, like, platinum pass, so I could get any food for free, 3 meals a day, and 2 snacks a day. I could go on any ride for free, just everything for free. I didn't eat a thing when I was there. And I was just sad. I remember there was this one moment, she was, like, concerned. We were sitting on a boat going over to some other place, and I was, like, just kind of, like, looking out the water, just, like, because I didn't want her to see me, like, really sad. And then she was, like, trying to get me to eat, but all she had was, like, Tic Tacs or some shit, so she was like, here, take this. I just remember that one moment. That was, like, the saddest I'd ever felt. And like, there's pictures of me on fucking rides where I just look sad on like fucking Space Mountain.
no.
The picture, she's got her thumbs up, and I'm just like looking down.
Oh my god.
So sad.
Oh, that's awful.
It was so sad. And like I remember sitting on the bus, like on the Disney bus on the way to the park from like the airport in Florida, and it was like, welcome to Disney World. Like all of the like TVs would come up, and like it's like, welcome to the happiest place on earth. And I was just like, fuck everybody. I was just devastated for like a couple of months. Then I completely got over it really quickly. It was weird. And just one day I was like, oh, well, that's
It's like
gone.
all the sadness you would have over those past year or month was just consolidated all into one day.
I was like, wait, she was kind of a bitch.
Well, yeah.
You wait until after the Disney
wait
World
just
trip.
after. Like,
Yeah.
what's her problem?
Do you mind sending us that photo for the thumbnail?
If you Google my name, it'll come up. Wait, I'll find it.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Thumbs up. I
so
love
sad.
that. Little thumbs up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
I will find it.
Oh, wow. I can't wait to see.
I know, I'm so excited.
It's sad, but wow, I want to see it.
I know, I need it.
Wait up. There you go.
Oh, no.
That was genuine sadness. Like I was like, I remember. And look at fucking
thing.
Mario and Luigi in the background. Like the guy went. Look at that shit. It's such an odd photo. It's like it's just a weird all around
Oh god.
mess of a photo.
Oh, poor thing. It's so sad.
And look at her with her thumbs up.
I know.
Didn't care at all. She was telling me I was bringing it down, bringing the trip down.
Oh my god. She's horrible.
Yeah, she is kind of a bit.
We hate her now.
But now I feel bad. I don't want to call someone I haven't talked to in a couple of years a bitch now. You know? It's
Okay,
like,
no.
Yeah,
But
no.
you know what? She was at the time.
Yeah.
We've all been bitches now and then.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. We have. Maybe not that much.
Yeah.
Speaking of bitches, Jean-Claude, when did you get heartbroken?
Oh, there was just a really low time after I broke up with my girlfriend from college. It was a good breakup because I knew we were about to transition into a long distance thing, and I knew that I didn't want to do a long distance thing, and I also didn't want to push it and like try it and then start resenting and then have watch the relationship kind of dissolve. I would rather end it when we can look back and think, okay, yeah, what time we had was really, really good. We didn't let it kind of dissolve into crap. So I broke up with her before I left college, and then driving back to my apartment, it was awful. Oh god, that day was awful. So I had just drove to Orlando to pick her up. She was coming back from Spain.
What is it about Orlando, man?
I don't know. She lived in Orlando, so she was flying into that airport. We were in Tallahassee for college, so I drove to Orlando, picked her up, and then we drove back, and the whole time on the way back, I just knew what I had to do when we got back. And as we're like 30 minutes away from getting into Tallahassee, she says like, oh man, apparently my AC is broken. Can we just hang out at your place? And then we can hang out there and then go out tonight. And I was like, yeah, that's sure. That's fine. That's fine. We'll go to my place. And so we get to my place, we pull into the driveway, and she like starts to like unbuckle herself to go, let's go in and hang out in the house. And I'm just like, wait, no, we need to talk. We need to do this now. And I just see her eyes widen, like knowing what's about to happen.
Oh my god.
And then I broke the news. I broke down. And then I had to drive. She's like, you can just take me back to my place now.
Oh no.
We had to sit in silence, like this
Dude.
awkward, horrible silence as I drove her back to her place now, leaving her with no AC. And then when I drove back to my place afterwards, I just broke down bawling. I tried to call my best friend. He didn't answer. So I called my mom.
Oh man.
She was trying to do her best to like help me, but I was just sad and angry.
Oh dude. Oh man. Dude.
And so I like tore into her. I was like, "You're not helping. You're not."
That
She's like, "I don't
exact
know
same
what-"
thing happened to me. That's so funny because the night before Disney World, I was talking to my mom and she was like, "Are you heartbroken?" And I was like, "Yes, yes." I never get mad, but I was kind of frustrated because I was so emotional. Like all the fucking hormones were raised to the roof, and I was like, "You're probably not the right person to talk to about this, so I'm gonna go."
Yep. That's
I
exactly
was
what
like-
she said. She's like, "I don't know what you want me to do for you. I want to help you, but I don't know how."
Yeah, at the time I was like, mothers will be good at this, but yeah, not my one. My mom was a very good mom. I was kind of bashing her a little bit,
Yep.
but
I've done that with my mom several times where she's like, well, it's going to get better. I'm like, you don't understand.
But they're right. It always gets better.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
Time does heal all wounds.
Yep.
Why don't we go on to Nick and her heartbreaks?
I feel like mine aren't as heartbreaking.
Oh Oh dear.
We had really good stories so far.
Well, no, like, again, for me, like, I think when I most felt heartbreak, I guess I'm gonna have to, like, build it up a little bit.
Go.
So when I was in high school, I had, like, a really clear plan that I was gonna go to school for animation, and what school I was gonna go to animation for, because my parents, they met at the same schools. Like, they both went to Sheridan College, and that's where I wanted to go, because they had, you know, the best animation
Yeah, that's an
program.
awesome school for animation.
Yeah. So I basically ditched everything that wasn't art. You know, I did like the bare minimums of every other class and just like focused everything into art. No backup plan. I had a backup plan previously, but then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be happy if I don't do art.
Yeah.
And I went to Sheridan and I applied. And when I finally got my letter back, I hadn't just failed to get in. I had failed to get in by such a margin. Like, I completely failed the portfolio. Like, if it gave you a passing or failing grade just on the, like, 1 to 4 that it's graded on, I had, like, I think it was, like, a 1.65 or something. Like, I failed hard.
Ooh.
And I think it was the first time, you know, growing up in a relatively small town and everyone's always been really supportive, I feel like it was the first time that I had ever really objectively failed at something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it wasn't a class and it wasn't a term paper. It was, you know, the direction I wanted to take the rest of my life. And I remember just feeling just so downtrodden and so upset. In the end, I posted up that mark. Like, I ditched every other school I had applied for. I realized I didn't want to go to any other school.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Sheridan for fundamentals and, like, used that mark, like, pinned it to the board above my desk. It was, like, the only thing to be like, you're getting a great mark next year. Like, you are getting into this program next year, and you are working your ass off to do it. And I did.
Did you get in?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I teach at Sheridan now.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, no, like, I got in and it went well. But, yeah, it was, like, the first time that I guess I'd ever really, like I said, like, I ever failed at something and, like, felt like a failure. So, like, that was, like, the most heartbreaking.
That's a movie montage right there.
Yeah, honestly, even the twist that you teach there now.
Yeah.
That was like the first 10 minutes of Up right there.
Yeah. Now the movie can start.
I had the exact same thing happen to me at FSU in their film school. I got into the school, I just didn't get into their program, and then I kept trying, and it didn't have the happy ending that Nick's did, because I never got into the program. Well, it did have a happy ending, because though I didn't get into the program, I got into more friendships than I bargained for.
Aww.
Oh.
Boom. Yeah.
Maybe the real program was the friends we made along the way.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
That's some anime shit right there.
Yeah, Gagey on ice. Anyways, Jen.
Yeah.
When did you feel heartbroken and terrible and wanted to cry your eyes out?
Oh, I cried. I cried a lot. I cry a lot in general. But
Oh, yeah, I cry a lot, too.
it was like my first like really long-term boyfriend. Like I think it was like 4 or 5 years we were together. And yeah, it was a long thing. Like the last year wasn't like that good. Like I could feel like it was coming to an end, which is, you know, sometime happen. But I was out of town for maybe like kind of 2 months-ish. And when I left, we kind of left on a fight. And for basically 2 months, we didn't really talk.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. And then when I came back, I was just like, okay, we need to just leave each other, you know? So, like, I came back and the day right after we left each other. But the thing is, he kind of met another girl while I was away. So, like, the week after he was, like, in a relationship. That's the thing that I was more, like, insulted of her. I was like, oh, okay. I was okay to just leave, like, the relationship. That I was fine with it. But the other thing, I was like, oh, no. That's not nice.
Yeah, that's just that feeling of like, you're not allowed to get over me so soon. Like,
No, exactly.
Yeah.
why aren't you feeling how I'm feeling right now?
You should be more upset.
So I was sad. I was more like frustrated more than anything. But yeah, so that's the
Yeah.
thing. That was sad. I cried like all summer long, and then I was all right. It's okay. I'm fine now.
Everyone send Jen positive tweets.
I know. Thank you.
How many years ago was that?
This was last week, Niall.
Yeah.
But that was a long time ago. That was like 5 years ago.
I can't imagine being in a relationship for 5 years, let alone...
I know. It's freaking long, right?
Yeah, I've never done that.
Yeah, dude.
I can do it. I never did it again, so...
Well, maybe one day. If you're lucky enough, you can get a second heartbreak in.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That sucks. Every time it sucks.
As Kanye West once said, that don't kill me. It only makes me stronger.
But no, it doesn't. For some reason,
No,
it never gets
doesn't.
easier. That shit never gets easier.
That's true.
I would disagree with that. If you've been through a heartbreak before, it's not nearly as bad the second time.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
bad every time.
I think it's bad every time, man.
No, I'm not arguing it's not like a bad thing. It's not as bad.
No, it's bad every time.
No, it's bad every
For
time.
me, for me,
I'm on
for me,
Genevieve's
it's bad
side on
every
this one.
time.
Well, I'm the minority on this. Apparently, every time you get heartbroken, that actually kind of leads into my thing with her ex ending up with another girl.
Yeah.
Well, I got two stories. One is a little more fresh in my mind, but the first time was that girl who I said, I love you, and basically her reasoning was, I can't commit to a relationship. And lo and behold, at the dance, she was dancing with someone else pretty close.
Oh.
And I felt wrecked that entire night. I had a date there too. Poor her, she had the job of calming me down. And,
Oh my god, really? That
Yeah.
sucks.
To this day, I feel horrible for her.
It's one of those things you wake up like 5 years later and you're like, that thing I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I know. You live with that shit.
And you
That
ask
is
them
you
and they're
now.
like, I don't even remember that shit.
I know. Well, that also leads into the other story. People not like, I don't want to say like understanding the gravitas of how much you love them, but sort of like that, yeah. I had this girl who I had a crush on for the longest time. We were in high school together, and I guess I honestly thought we would get together eventually one day. But then one day I looked on Facebook and she's like, I'm pregnant with a kid. And I'm like,
I was not expecting that twist. I'm sorry.
I know. Neither was I.
You still got a chance there. You still got a chance there, my man.
Oh, jeez.
Well, it just puts things in perspective, you know? You're just like, oh, well, if this person's ready to have a kid, and I'm out here in California doing what I feel like bumfuck nothing, yeah, it puts kind of perspective in, like, how people value you and you value people. Not to say I'm not, like, not loved or anything. I'm just saying that sometimes particular people who you have a lot of love and heart for just doesn't share the same feelings as you.
I can guarantee you she was not ready to have that kid.
Yeah, probably. Whatever. She's one of those
Thing-
people that, like, posts her baby 24/7.
Ugh. I just unfollow them.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I should probably unfollow her.
I don't want to see your ugly baby every day.
No, exactly.
I said this on the last podcast, but the girl who I first had a crush on, I looked back many years later on Facebook, and she looked very ugly, and I'm like, oh, dodge that bullet, cool.
Oh, well.
That was a horrible thing for me to do and think, but you know what? I thought it.
Nah, you do feel a bit better when like someone who was mean to you in the past is like kind of looks like they're having a rough time. I don't know what that is, but like,
It's called Schadenfreude.
Yeah, it's Schadenfreude.
yeah, it is. It's exactly what it is. There's a
Yeah.
name for it and everything. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Wait, what's it called? It's called what?
Schadenfreude.
I've never heard that. It's a
No,
it's
me
German,
neither.
I
never
assume, yeah?
heard that.
There's
yeah,
an
it is.
excellent musical number to explain that. We'll do one more question here, and that question is, what's the importance of self-love?
Ooh. Yeah, I think it's the most important too.
Because if you don't love yourself,
How in the hell are
Can't
you gonna
love
love somebody
anybody
else?
I'm sorry, this is a RuPaul quote.
Yeah, it is.
I've been duped.
But like, I think
But
that's
that's
totally
true.
true. It's totally true.
If you don't love yourself, like nobody can really love you, like because you won't show the real you.
I think a big thing for me was like I stopped looking for things in other people.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be a whole person before you can be in a relationship with another person who is ideally also a whole person. Because if you're like relying on someone to be like, oh, I'm like this, but they're like this, and we totally balance each other out, that works to an extent. But like, if you're actually looking for someone to fill other pieces in you, then if you ever break up or if that person isn't doing exactly what you need, you're gonna feel so much worse.
Yeah, because it's like a part of you is gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's deep.
Niall just drove away on his motorcycle.
Sad way to end it.
Yeah.
So everybody love yourself
Love
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
everyone.
and love others too.
Let's go around and do just final thoughts. We've been talking for a good amount of time. Why don't we do final thoughts? John Claude, what's your final thought?
Oh, okay. All right. Out of the gate. I don't know. I really like the idea of the personal self-love thing. And also, there's something really profound that there's this idea that sometimes when you find a person and you really click with them right out of the gate, and you immediately think like, this is the person, this is the one, and you have this person in your mind that this is it, but they don't necessarily feel the same way, and so you start having this like obsessive behavior about them, and that's all you absorb yourself with. Those are really the moments where you need to fall back on that kind of self-love thing. Work on yourself, go to the gym, try something new, explore some hobbies that you have not had a chance to in the past. And you really enjoy life, and then come back to it.
Find what you really like.
Find what you really like, exactly. And then when you go back and you reevaluate what you were looking for in that other person, you may have a healthier relationship with it. So that's mine.
Mine is like, I was going to make a joke, I was going to bring it back, but like, for real though, all the time, I feel like you need to take a step back and be a bit objective to the situation that's going on, depending on the interaction. Like, if you're having trouble in your relationship, you need to see it from both sides. You need to like look back and just be like, where is she coming from? And then you have to like...
Perspective is a huge thing.
You need to look at it like someone else is looking at it, and then be able to fix it that way. And, you know, that's my opinion. You just, I don't know, you just gotta be understanding. You gotta talk things out. I don't know, I'm a big believer in talking problems out and not screaming at each other.
Oh god, yeah.
I'm just not the kind of person who gets angry, I guess.
If there's anything we can learn from this, Niall's not an angry boy.
I never ever get angry. Ever. I don't know what's wrong with me. There must be something wrong with me.
Well, yeah, I actually do want to kind of wrap it into something similar. You do got to think about perspective. Also, communication is huge. Talking to people and trying to figure stuff out. Or you know what? Even if you guys don't figure things out, that's okay. You grow as separate people. You grow at your own pace. That's okay to not be the perfect person for that one person. Be the perfect person for yourself.
That's true.
Yeah.
I wanted to end a little bit the same way. Just also like, it's really good also to just have no one, period. Sometimes I feel mostly girls get kind of shamed in being single. Like, it's not a good thing.
Yeah, like it's like the old school mentality of like, you're wasting your fertility.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like if you want to be single and you're happy with it, like, be single and happy with it. But if, you know, it's all like different for everyone. But if you need that in your life right now, just be single and love yourself instead of maybe not loving someone the right way, you know?
And if you're in a relationship and you want that, like, giving each other space is very important too.
Yeah.
Don't be offended if someone wants to do something alone, like your partner wants to do something alone, or just like have alone time, because like you need kind of time to refresh, to think, get things in order.
Go let them animate in their own room.
Do it.
Exactly.
Nick, you got a final thought for us?
Yeah, I guess I would just say, as a final thought, again, bringing it back to like self-love, but I think with self-love and good communication, just about anything can work. And sometimes that is like communicating with yourself and like figuring out what you really want or need in a situation. Like, I think that's it. I think not enough value at all is placed on just loving yourself and knowing who you are and being able to communicate that fully to another person.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for coming on the podcast. I had a grand time.
Yeah. Niall, where can we find you online, Niall?
You can find me on Twitch. Handle is Cryburger. I made the handle when I was 14, so I'm sorry. And it stuck somehow. I don't know why I did that. And you can find me on Twitter at Nialler Defiler. My friend just called me that, so I just thought it would be funny. But now I look kind of like a tryhard. So, anyway, you can find me on those two places. I have a YouTube channel, but who cares?
What is your YouTube channel, by the way? I need it for those tutorials.
Oh, it's actually Cryburgers with an S, because I hated the username so much that I deleted my original Cryburger channel. And then everyone was like, I like that username. So I just made a new one.
Got it.
Where can people find you, Jen?
It's Genevieve FT everywhere. It's super easy.
That is easy. Way easier than me.
Good marketing. Nick, what about you?
I'm the same, Nick Terhorst everywhere, so NICTERHORST, and that's on like Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, Instagram, everything.
We'll put all that good
Awesome.
stuff in the description. What about you, John Claude?
Yeah.
Premium Muffin Mix. I think it's P Muffin Mix on Twitter. Premium Muffin Mix on YouTube.
At Almost Adults Pod on Twitter.
At Almost Adults Pod on Twitter. Add me on Facebook, Jean-Claude Guidi.
Oh, no, don't do that. Don't
I'm
do
the
that.
guy that looks like Yamcha. What else? My social security number.
Okay, all right. Well, you can find me at Gage Agnew. You can support Almost Adults on Patreon. You can rate us on iTunes. we're on YouTube now, which is really great. And actually,
what's your YouTube? I tried to look it up, but that movie kept coming up.
it's just Almost Adults. I'll link it in the description. I'll send you the link, Niall. Before we close, I want to say someone who loves us very much is on iTunes. They rated us 5 stars. They said, perfectly. Wait, no. It's the title of this is Good Listening by Perfect Lily. This is just a good podcast to listen to for interesting stories, funny scenarios, etc. This totally works as a piece of media.
That sounds like someone who's like, this totally works as a piece of media.
This totally works.
This is totally
Thank you so much for
working.
that review, Perfect Lily. I'm sorry, it's really hot in here. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but thank you for rating us on iTunes. And guys, I just want to close out by saying, I love you, love yourself, and love me.
Sure.
Okay.
I love you. I love you,
All right.
Gage.